editing me here to say that you're about to watch my April TBR or MBR. I originally filmed this together with my March wrap-up, but decided it would be better off just to separate them. And so yeah, that's what you're getting. You're about to see my possible April reads, and hope you enjoy. Finally, I thought that I would do a rough TBR for April. So honestly, I mostly avoid TBRs because I am such a mood reader, and I generally like to allow myself the freedom to follow those choices and instincts. Though this month there are a few that I would really like to prioritize, and one that is meant to be a buddy read. So I think that I have 5 books here on my TBR and one that I am currently reading. So the one that I'm currently reading is Warm Hands of Ghosts by Catherine Arden, and this is a fantastical historical fiction. So I would classify it as historical fiction with just a touch of magical realism in it, and it is centered around a brother and a sister who get pulled into the war. She is a nurse and he is a soldier, and they get separated at some point, and it is all about the sister's search for her missing brother. And the fantastical elements come into play when you meet this character who is, let's just say he's more than human. I don't want to ruin the surprise, so you will just have to read it to find out. But it is, I think, touching and moving. It touches on the idea of enemies and death and grief and the mental struggles that go along with war. So I think it's well written, and I'm enjoying it. So the next book is Rendezvous with Rama by Arthur C. Clarke. This is a first contact with alien sci-fi story. It's pretty short. I think it's right around 300 pages, just under 300 pages. And this is the one I'm supposed to buddy read in April. So I am looking forward to this one. The next one is The Lesser Devil by Christopher Rocchio. This is a short story within the Sun Eater series. This is 171 pages long, and I believe it is, yeah, it's 1.5 is the number. So I've read books 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I need to, you don't have to read the short stories. Obviously the books stand on their own, but I do want to read this one. I think that I've heard people say good things about it, so we'll see. The next book that I have is also Christopher Rocchio, and this is book 5, Ashes of Man. Like I just mentioned, I just finished Kingdoms of Death a few weeks ago, and I loved it, and I have no doubt that this one will also be just as great as all the others. Book 6 just came out, and so I really want to get through, I want to finish the series. I want to read them all and then reread them because they are so good. Anyway, this one kind of, I believe, picks up where book 4 leaves off, where the emperor is, I don't want to say too much. You have to read them. The next book that I hope to get to this month is episode 13 by Craig DeLuey. This is a horror book. I don't know much about it. Says it's every ghost hunter's holy grail, the Paranormal Research Foundation. This crumbling derelict mansion holds secrets and clues about bizarre experiments that took place in the 70s. Is also undoubtedly haunted, and Matt hopes to use scientific techniques and high-tech gear to prove it. And then I wanted to round out the month with a fantasy book. And so I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't read a whole lot. To be fair, most of the books that I read are pretty chunky. So I usually only make it through about 4 books, maybe 5 in a month. And so I wanted to pick something that was not too chunky and would be a little bit easier to get through. And so I believe that this checks that box. It is about a witch revenge. And so that's all I really know, but I think that the fantasy elements and the creepy elements are really good. So that's the next book that I hope to get to. So as far as what I would like to watch in April, I only have one movie on my to watch. The movie that I would like to watch this month is The First Omen. This is a horror movie.
I'll see what tomorrow brings.
It is about an American woman who's sent to Rome to begin a life of service to the church, and she encounters a darkness that courses through her, and it makes her question her own faith, and a conspiracy in which they want to bring about the birth of evil. So looks creepy, and you know, I enjoy in my horror, often what scares me the most is religious themes in my horror. So like possession and the Antichrist and all these things, like they are probably the things that scare me the most. And so I think that this one looks questionable as to whether or not it's going to be really good or not, but I'm always here for a mid movie, you know, especially if it's horror, because if it's horror and it's mid, I'm not gonna probably have nightmares. As far as shows, I'm currently watching Night Country. This is season 4 of the True Detective series.
It takes us one by one. We're Navarro. That was good. Till it wasn't. They were too late. There was nothing we could do. I'm working on this new case. A missing scientist. Found on the edge of the villages. Frozen solid. Needs my help.
I've seen that before. Years ago.
Fine. I'm just gonna do this one thing. Work together to close this case. That's it. Burnt eyeballs, self-inflicted wounds. Those men died before they froze.
What the? This isn't gonna be good. I'm thinking stuff. Bad stuff. I know. I feel too.
And it takes place in Alaska when they have their, what is it, like 4 weeks or 6 weeks of dark. And there is a creepy murder that happens, or questionable murder of these scientists. It really has some intense and dark undertones with a little bit of like supernatural stuff going on. But there's also another show that just came out, I believe, and that is The 3 Body Problem, and that's on Netflix. And obviously this is after the series, the book series, though I've heard that the series on TV actually encompasses more than just book 1, that it pulls pieces from all 3 books, which I have only read book 1. So I still want to watch it, though I'm wondering if I should read the books first, which that's not gonna happen. So anyway, I don't know, have you started watching this show? And I would like to know what you think about it. Should I read the books first? Anyway, so I think that wraps it up. Let me know what you think about filming in here. I know the lighting was a little bit messed up at first because the sun was streaming in the window and causing great shadows and probably messed it all up, but you know, whatever. I'm not gonna refilm this shit because I'm just not. Come here. Come. Hazel wants to say hi. She has to make she has to make she has to make an appearance, you know. Oh, just a baby girl. Okay, guys. That's it. Thanks for watching. Let's talk about books. Tell me what you think about these that I plan to read. Have you read them? Are you gonna read them? I'm sure that I will do reading reviews or vlogs, so this will not be the last that you've heard of them. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.